Hey everyone, thank you for joining me again on my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you the 4 reasons why I lose when I make trades. And I'm hoping at the end of this video, you're going to get so much value so that way you'll learn why I lose so you don't make these mistakes and you can also be consistently profitable. It's also a good video for me to remind myself what incurs losses, and so that way I can also maintain my consistency in my profitability. Stay tuned. So the first reason why I lose whenever it does happen, it's usually because I rushed in. I see a stock that comes in the last 5 minutes right before the open. I already have a plan for 3 other stocks that I've been watching all pre-market, and then something comes out of nowhere. I get excited and I'm like, I'm getting you. But what happens is I just rush in and I don't have a plan, and that's the number 1 reason why I'm going to take a loss. I don't have a plan, which means I'm not going to be comfortable. If I don't have a plan, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to take profit. I don't know where to cut my loss, and I just wing it. And because I'm very consistent and not making this mistake, it doesn't happen often, and I'm happy to say that. But at the same time, if it does happen, because it happens, I mean, we're humans, but when it does happen, I'm very good at cutting losses, so it doesn't murder me. So that's the number 1, okay? Make sure you don't make this mistake. And if you do, forgive yourself, because it does happen. You know, even when you find consistency, you're still going to make mistakes. So let's say on the scenario 1 where a ticker comes out of nowhere and starts spiking, let's say it doesn't happen. And it's one of the other tickers I've been looking all pre-market, so I already have a plan. Well, number 2 is I don't stick to that plan. Those times where I get into a trade and then I'm feeling good for a while, and then all of a sudden I decide to change my plan because I don't like what I see on level 2, or I don't like what I see because it's not going down fast enough or up fast enough. At those times is when I take unnecessary losses. It happens, and it is so frustrating because more times than not, when I have a plan and I don't stick to it, I look at it later and it never hits my risk level where I'm supposed to get out, but it actually hits my price target. And so I just took an unnecessary loss that could have been a profit. So number 2, you have a plan, but what is the problem? I didn't stick to it. The third one, and this one's so frustrating because this is my Achilles heel, and it usually happens when I go a couple of days, maybe not a couple of days, no, but more so maybe a week of no trades because I'm very patient for the best of the best. And then I miss one of the best ones. This is what happens next. I hit that like button and subscribe. I'm just kidding. I learned that from, shout out to the Humble Trader. She makes great content. Thank you so much for making your content, and you inspire me to continue what I'm doing. But realistically, guys, I spend my time making these videos, and it takes a lot of time. So please hit that like and subscribe, especially if you're liking this content. So the number 3 problem that I make that creates losses is going to be trading random setups. And I mean when I am bored or I missed a great play and then I get frustrated, and maybe I've been waiting a week for that play and I miss it. So I can miss a great opportunity. For myself, when this happens, I sometimes start to look for other opportunities that aren't even in my wheelhouse, and it's just because I'm bored maybe, or I'm frustrated. When I start trading random setups that I'm not even familiar with, that's when I start to take losses. And it happens every time because when I'm trading a random setup, I'm not comfortable. And when I'm not comfortable, I can have a plan all day, but I promise you, I might not stick to the plan. And then I'll be right, and then it makes me more upset. And then hopefully I don't get even more upset and then take another trade. So that's the third one, and that is taking random trades. So please, hopefully, you can avoid this. And that takes me into number 4, which is probably the most frustrating one after number 3. 3 and 4 are the ones that happen to me that I'm working on the most. Number 4 is getting into a play immediately after I get out. I've learned that whenever I cut a loss, it's usually because it's gonna go against me, and I'm usually right that it's gonna go against me. But for some odd reason, I catch myself jumping right back in, thinking that maybe I was wrong and now I can get in and make my money back. What ends up happening more times than not is I take another loss and then I might do it again. And usually what happens when I do it once, I usually do it at least one more time. I don't do it a third time, which I used to in the past. I used to do 3-4 times and just ridiculously get pissed at myself and get rid of weeks of profits by doing that. So luckily now I have a rule for myself where I only do it twice at the max, but usually just once. But I have learned that when I do this, I'm usually gonna be wrong anyway. It's better to wait, be patient, and wait for, maybe an hour for it to reset up. Now, if there's a drastic change and you can see it in the trend, then go for it. But it's even more better just to let it go. And if you get faked out, it's better to take that one loss than to teach yourself the wrong habit, get back in, and then it go in your direction. And then you now do that every time, and you'll take more losses. I'm telling you, you'll take more losses than you do wins, and it will not pay out. So please, guys, learn from my 4 mistakes that make my losses now, today. Even after I found consistency, I still run into these top 4. So I'm hoping if I share this with you, number 1, it will remind me in the future to slow down, Alex, and not do these things, but also help you wherever you're at in your journey. If you're liking this content, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Thank you so much for staying tuned with me. Take care.